Welcome back to another ranked Maokai game. In this game we are playing with Kaisa, and we are up against Sivir Thresh in the bot lane. They got Warwick mid, which is interesting. And this is Emerald 4, by the way, so we are trying to slowly make our way towards E3. Let's see what we can do in this lane. I will say that as Maokai, generally, my feeling is that you need to play pretty passively, pretty conventionally. You can't really do anything too crazy because Maokai is like an all-in champion. So we want to push this wave because we don't want to just give them level 2 for free. So we need to fight back a bit here to make sure that they can't just engage on us. So they got level 2 before us, but then we got it right after, so. Like, I could have flashed in there easily. If he takes this hook, okay, yeah, then I could have W'd him if he did. But as Maokai, again, you have to play kind of conventionally, you just have to play safely, honestly. I mean, if I get an ADC that I really do trust, then I could go in and, flash in, flash W easily, but I just don't trust this guy. And I generally don't trust my ADCs, so that's why I usually try to play or take the safe route and just play very, very safely and just honestly, just kind of concede lane. Unless we get help from our jungler, in which case I will definitely go in. Like there, I could have went in. I had a chance actually right there to go in, but then Kai'Sa's really low. But I actually had a chance right there to W Thresh because he walked up really, really far. So I always like to ward river at around 3 minutes because Scuttle spawns at 3:30. So if their jungler started topside, then he's gonna path down, and then we're gonna see him on Scuttle, or at least we're gonna see the shrine, which will tell us what his pathing is, like where he started, meaning he started topside. Okay, so he flashes. Okay. Okay, that's okay. Decent. I will say that maybe I am conceding a bit too much. Maybe I'm playing a bit too passively. Maybe I do need to play a bit more offensively here because I'm playing very, very safe. And the reason is, it's ranked and I don't want to just take fights unnecessarily and then, we end up losing, that type of thing. So our wave is now pushing towards them. So I'm just going to stay here and help Kaisa push back. I could also actually recall here because the wave is going to build and then she's going to be safe to push alone. But I'm pretty healthy, so we might as well just push this in. I'm going to save my relic for the cannon to make the push faster. Okay, so Graves is topside. That means that he started bot side, and that's also why we didn't see him on my ward in the river. Makes sense. Okay. Thresh used his hook. And then we got Kai'Sa's passive plus my ignite plus my auto, my empowered auto. Yeah, that was messy, but it worked out. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel when I play Maokai, is that the best way to play him, which definitely could be wrong, I'm not gonna say I'm right, but the best way to play him in ranked to win in lane is to play pretty passively and not fight too much. But I do feel like maybe I'm conceding a bit much here, and maybe I needed to fight more. So Winged Moonplate gives movement speed and it gives armor and then boots for movement speed, so it's a pretty good combination. Okay, so Graves is invading us. But they're all there. I need to wait for my team before I go in. Nice. Yeah, this is something you see happen often, is that fights just keep extending. People just kind of forget that people respawn. Like, I was clearly not on his mind at all, and then we got a free kill. And from this, we could... I was about to say that we could do dragon, but no way, because Teemo's way too low. But yeah, you always want to look for objectives, like right after getting a kill or two, you always want to look for objectives. Silver clears so fast, it's insane. Like, there's no way you're going to push her in. Unless you got a big wave built up, there's no way. But we need to be careful about Graves now, at this point. Because he started bot side. And Dragon is also up. So they got, yeah, so there he is. Yeah, I mean, I definitely could have stood in front of her. But it's also kind of like, why is she standing so far up? And, you know, then you see what happens. She gets caught, and then now they're trying to do Dragon. But in the first place, why was she standing so far up, you know? That's why I was standing behind her, because I don't want to just get hooked for free and take a lot of damage exactly like she did. But they're on Dragon now, so we need to contest. We're definitely not going to let them just take this. This is early on in the game. So they're going to take a lot of damage. They're not going to be able to take Dragon easily. So we're definitely going to fight this. Definitely going to try to fight. Definitely. Even if they get it, we can still fight. Yeah, kept fighting, and I autoed Graves, which is correct. Not focusing Thresh. Teemo just died for free, but whatever. Let's flash from Warwick back at 13:30. But honestly, I will say that I think timing flashes and even teleports, it's honestly pretty overrated. It really doesn't help that much. It actually helps very little, I would say. Timing flashes, timing teleports, generally speaking in ranked, really it's not that important. I mean, making a mental note of it, I would say, is a good idea. And especially if someone flashes at the same time as you, because then you know that when your flash is up or is down, then their flash will be up or down. So let's see if we can get all the grubs before they try to contest it. Doesn't look, I mean, we have priority top lane, and we don't have priority mid lane, but they also don't have priority. It's like it's a neutral wave state, and Thresh is bottom, so we definitely have safety in numbers here, taking the grubs. So this is looking really good for us, and we can fight. I'm standing behind here, so he doesn't have vision. He wants to flash. Yeah. Okay, he's flashed and he uses ultimate. So back at 14:55 for his flash. But yeah, that was pretty good. And notice that I used the blast cone to push or to knock Graves up into the air so that Yasuo could ult. So now we know, without even timing Malphite's flash, we know that his flash will be up when, or before, or sorry, after my flash is up. So just having an idea like that, even if they flash after your... Okay, Kai'Sa's coming, Teemo is coming, so maybe we can fight. Yeah, the slow for Maokai's E is really, really good. But Thresh is gonna come here. That's why I'm going way far up there, because I don't have cooldown, so I don't want Thresh to hook me. Maybe we can get Thresh. But what I was saying about flashes is that, so even if you flash and then there's a different timer on their flash, but if it's around the time that you flashed, so let's say you flashed and then 10 seconds later, 20 seconds later someone flashes, you know, it gives you an idea that their flash is going to come up a bit later than yours. Okay, so she got the kill. Maybe I angled it too far. Okay, she's gonna get it, but yeah, I angled it too far up, so that was kind of bad. Actually, that was bad. Nice. Yeah, it worked out for the better. In low emerald and gold, it seems like people, yeah, they make a lot of basic mistakes. Yeah, that was... Yeah, I was baited by Kaisa there, honestly. It was... I mean, I should have dodged Siber's Q there, but at the same time, yeah, I was just baited by Kaisa 100%. I was thinking if I can just get on her, if I can close the distance fast enough, even if I die, even if I take the hit, you know, we can get the kill maybe, but yeah, that was 100% a bait from Kaisa, and that's what happens. She gets a double kill plus the church. Super bad. And in this situation, I'm going to let my ADC farm. I'm going to control vision. That's the whole point. That's the whole idea in this situation. Graves is topside, we know that for a fact. I do want to remove the scryers. I don't want them to have that because it's really huge actually if they can just see all the wards that I put down, or one or two of them, and you know, remove them for free without having to use a sweeper. Plus they have a sweeper. Thresh will have a sweeper, maybe someone else on his team will have a sweeper, and they will remove all my wards. So it's actually a huge thing. And I see this mistake being made by low and high elo players all the time, where they don't remove scryers. It's totally free and you can remove it safely and there's no reason not to. And they just leave it. Even if someone is challenger, I see this often. Flashback at 18:35 for Warwick. But again, timing flash is honestly not that important. Yeah, Aatrox came bot. I wasn't paying enough attention to notice if he was TPing there or if he just walked to us. But anyway, we got Dragon. It is bad that he's possibly going to lose his top turret, but I do have flash. Always need to pay attention to Thresh though and his location, because he can just W anyone that I flash on out of that situation. So what's the point? If he has Lantern and he can Lantern them, there's just no point to it. Okay, Graves is there. Movement speed, I get movement speed from taking that. And then I just go to my teammates, I'm not fighting. And my teammates are not reacting, so I can't. Okay. So I could flash in here. There we go. That was nice. Yeah, that was a good play. And good follow-up from Yasuo. Sucks that he died, but... yeah, it's really important to understand champion interactions and recognizing those opportunities, like knowing that Yasuo can R off my W, or sorry, off my Q knockup or knockback. And that was the whole point of that play. Like if we didn't have that interaction, I wouldn't have gone in. If I had... let's say, potentially if I had, let's say a Kassadin mid or something, like I wouldn't have made that play, potentially. But Kassadin, he does have a gap closer, so it's possible, but I'm just saying you really need to think about the interactions. Like if Kassadin didn't have mana, you know, then I couldn't have made that play, for example. Even if it, in theory, could have worked, but I would have to know that he had enough mana, so. Thinking about champion interactions is so important to carry as support. And contesting objectives like this, making them uncomfortable. We can't just let them get this for free. And removing vision at the same time. Waiting for Kaisa and Yasuo, they need to come. They have ultimates. Kaisa's gonna have her ultimate. This is perfect. I thought Yasuo was closer there. Maybe my timing was a bit off, but I don't know. I felt like I had to go in there. He didn't even use his ultimate, damn. Flash. Back at 21. Got the kill, but yeah, that was really bad from Kaisen also to not rotate much more quickly. I don't know what they were thinking, what they were doing. And he also didn't even use his ultimate. I guess he wasn't, like I said, in position to R off my knockback, off my Q, but yeah, they... you see this all the time, people focus waves instead of objectives. It's like, even if you lose some CS, like, just come to the objective, don't focus on CSing. Focus on contesting the Herald and denying it, maybe getting, you know, triple kill and, you know, then getting mid turret or whatever, you know, that's what you want to focus on. Don't focus on getting 5 or 6 minions mid lane. So let's get some deep wards down. So we have vision. Dragon is coming up in less than 60 seconds. Yeah, he knows that we're here because I use scryers. So I'm going to remove this plant too, just to make sure that they can't enter the pit easily. So it seems like he... Okay, we can push this wave in and then dive him. Okay. I could have stood in front of Teemo there. I might W up, not my Q. Kaiser's not with us. Aatrox is pushing top though, so that's something. So we're getting a lot out of that. But they're going to get Dragon for free, but we are going to get mid for free. And potentially top. So that's something. I wanted to get my R off on Thresh, if you noticed earlier, the way I positioned myself, but unfortunately I was just a bit too far up to get Thresh and Sivir. But I think I got Sivir because she wasn't paying attention. She didn't use her spell shield. With my R, that is, so. TP. But without Kaisa, I do have flash, but I'm 50% health. Yeah, we can definitely fight right now, because Kaisa is coming. Yeah, we can definitely fight. But we don't have vision. I could have done a blind flash over the wall, but kind of risky. So easy to mess that up. Because if they just, I mean, my W range is really short, so if I flash in like blind with no vision, then they can literally just walk away potentially, and then I'm just going to waste my flash, and I can't W, can't do anything. So Talkon is up. Need to prep for that. Put vision. Very nice. Easy kill, okay. Graves is there. He also is low, but Aatrox is healthy enough to fight. Surprising that he died like that. And his mouth keeps ulting me. That's definitely not what he should be doing. That is actually good for us that he keeps ulting me. Even if he gets a kill, like, I mean, his ultimate could potentially give him, I mean, a 5-man knock-up. But the fact that he keeps using it on just me and not getting any other, knocking up anyone else. Okay, flash there, back at 26, but not that important to time flashes. I still think it could be a good habit to get into, to time flashes, just because sometimes you kind of make a better mental note of it, that someone did in fact use their flash. So you're just more cognizant of that happening, but again, not that big of a deal. But anyway, with Malphite, yeah, the fact that he keeps ulting me is just good for us, because his he has a high impact ult, and if he doesn't have his ultimate, that's a lot of his carry potential gone. So if he keeps using it on me, which he is, that's good for us. As long as we're getting something back, of course. If he's allowed to do that and he gets away with it and my team doesn't do anything, that's not going to work. So just removing the blast cone, just don't want them to have scryers, blast cone, anything. It really is important to do. You might be like, oh, whatever, like it's not a big deal. He just removed the blast cone, but it really is, trust me. Because it, like the blast cone, the scryers, removing scryers is better. But the blast cone too, it allows them to enter the fight very easily. And untelegraphed, you could say. They won't need to just walk up slowly. They can just hit that blast cone and just appear. Okay, so they don't have vision. We know that for a fact because I'm controlling vision really well here. If we push the wave, then they come to face check. I have my R ready. But no objective is up, so we're seeing them there. I don't have flash. I do have my R. Teemo is topside. Okay, Thresh is now... Okay, so we can fight now because there's an imbalance. We're all rotating. Sivir is mid. R-ing her is... There's no point in that though because of Thresh plus her spell shield. Yeah, I don't really like... Because we're playing on the opposite side of the map where I was controlling vision. But this could be good. So we know for a fact they don't... Okay, so Thresh is behind me. Yeah, this is good. Very nice. Okay, that was a good ultimate. Surprised we just died like that. I guess Kaisa, she was on the opposite side. Yeah, that was good. That goes to show the power of Maokai. That was really good of me. And I recognized that play immediately. Very easily. Anytime you're Maokai and you, I mean, what you want to do is basically control vision and use your R from Fog of War. That's what you want to do. That's like one of the best ways to play him. The problem is that it requires team coordination, and often there is very little team coordination in solo queue, and things are just kind of like just happen randomly. So that's the problem. But there you could see it really did work out. So, and this is how I was able to climb through Platinum to get to Emerald in the first place. Basically what you're seeing right there, which is controlling vision, and then from Fog of War use my R. And I mean, I got Graves' flash there too, for example. So I put a lot of pressure by using my ultimate, and that's just me, you know, that's no help from anyone else, just me. Maybe should have put that pink ward deeper into the pit so it's harder for them to clear, but it's still a pretty good spot. But and my teammates are not really helping me control vision at all. So there it is, there's Scryer. I might have to go back here so I can get more wards, because we really do need vision. But at least I got the pink in the pit so we can see that. I got one more pink, so. He also is bot side. We need to get priority mid. We need to push that wave in so we get control. So Aatrox is pushing top, good. So then we will have priority top because the wave is going to continuously push. Okay, two people show bot right now, Graves and Malphite, so we can definitely potentially Star Baron, or at the very least try to set up an ambush up. Should remove this blast cone. Okay, Warwick is showing top, and then she dies for no reason. Yeah, that's really bad. And then he gets away. Okay, nice. Okay, huge mistake. Okay, I didn't need to use Solari there, but okay, Malphite is still bot. Yeah, this is really good. So Kaisa, she like died for nothing, but then The enemy team, they just, I mean, especially Thresh, he was really the one who really messed up badly there. He went in when he shouldn't have. And they didn't have vision. He didn't know where we were. So that was on him. So throws from our side and their side. So Watchstone as the third item. For just tankiness, general tankiness. I'm looking to upgrade it for more tankiness, but basically just for tankiness and to get one more pink to place. That's really valuable, really valuable to have 3 pinks. Just empowering the wave, just to delay them and buy time for Aatrox to just get into position. Just need to be really careful of Malphite's ultimate. And I need to be really careful to not waste my flash W when Thresh, again, like I mentioned before, can just W someone away. Because that's the worst feeling. It's just like making a good play, but then you can literally just lantern them away. Okay, this is good. Kaisa is. Yeah, that was good. If I am going to make a flash play like that, it's going to be exactly what I did, which is doing it on Thresh. There's this misconception by so many people, high and low elo, that you should not go on the support. That's just a really good example of why you should go on the support. I should have waited longer in base to get full regen of my health. But anyway, because I went in on Thresh, that was the whole reason that worked, because no one can save him, like no one is gonna lantern him out. So that's why that worked. If I went on anyone else, he could have just lanterned them out. So I'm just putting pressure and delaying them, that's why I'm here. So my team can just take Dragon quickly. So we need to play the macro game here. Push all waves. We got Baron, so we should push all waves. And that's one of the most basic concepts of Baron, is to push all waves. Because you can empower the wave, make it really strong. Like even me as a support, standing here alone, okay, now we don't have Baron anymore. But yeah, it puts a lot of pressure. It's really effective, an effective strategy, really simple, really safe. So now we need to control vision, and we need to put our own wards down and just get this tier 2. Yeah, I feel like this Teemo was very slow to react. I was a bit slow there with my mechanics, but did everything the right way. Maybe could have R'd sooner or Q'd sooner, but anyway. Used everything I had there, and this Teemo was very slow to react. So that was bad. Just delays the game even more. Aatrox needs to be careful. Teemo and I just respawned and we are getting back into position, so before that he needs to just kind of chill and wait for us. We need to push the waves first, top and bot, especially bot, because that's pushed up and... Okay, server's out of position. I tried to block the lantern there, but... Okay, so their vision is really lacking. I have my ultimate up in 2 seconds. Yeah, we should push this bot wave and then we can set up a play with my R. Okay, so they knew I was there, but he missed. So that was actually a blind ult. So they have vision somewhere else here where they saw me. Okay, so Teemo is top, Aatrox is top, so we're just gonna wait for him. Okay, so Malphite is top. So that means, okay, and then Teemo. Teemo is kind of the X factor here. Like, what is he doing? He's not doing anything. We shouldn't fight without Teemo. We need Teemo. Dragon is, or sorry, Baron is spawning in like 40 seconds. Okay, now it's like 10 seconds, actually. But Aatrox died, which is really, really bad. Okay, but they're showing bot side, so we could melt this. If we don't hesitate, which we didn't do, which is really good. Maybe we can get this, maybe. Okay, so Yasuo's TPing, that's good. Yeah, we're committing to this. Nice, really good. We got this for free, because we didn't hesitate. We shouldn't fight though, we should just go back, just chill. Can't get anything. Could buy an elixir of iron, but don't want to waste or spend 500 gold on that. It's not at the right time. This is not the right time to do that. Okay, so Aatrox is coming up. We just got Warwick, so we should push and fight. We should definitely fight, because we're in a 5v4. Okay, good shrooms. Yeah, this is good. I'm not using my flash. That's fine. Nice. Nice. That was really nice. That was really good. And notice how I used my R. I did not flash in. I flash in preemptively. I used my R first. After Thresh flashed, that's when I flashed. When I knew that if I did commit, that we would get something out of it, something big. That's what happened. And that should be game. GG.